New to RuneScape? Don't know what to do? Do not worry, I've got you covered. These are my top 10 early game goals for your RuneScape account. When you're ready, grab that cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. At number 10, we have the Waterfall quest. Now this is a quest you can complete without any requirements whatsoever, although you might need some food to get through the quest, but it generally is a easy quest. For the time this quest takes, this quest is going to give you plenty experience in strength and attack compared to normally training it. 13,750 experience in both to be exact, bringing you from level 1 to 30 strength and attack instantly. Now, if you are a new player, quests might seem intimidating, but I highly suggest you just do them with a wiki or YouTube video guide to make them easier. Unless of course you play RuneScape for the story and the lore, then you do not want to be using quest guides because they will spoil the story for you, or you'll end up, just ignoring the story altogether. At number 9, we have getting level 43 prayer. Now why 43 prayer, you may ask? Well, that's a very easy question to answer. This is because at level 43 prayer you will have unlocked all 3 protect prayers. At level 37 prayer you unlock protect from magic, at level 40 you unlock protect from ranged, and at level 43 you unlock protect from melee. While using these prayers in-game, you have a decrease of 50% damage taken from that combat style you are praying deflect or protect against. Using these prayers will drain your prayer points. You can easily restore your prayer points by drinking a prayer potion or prayer renewal potion that will slowly restore your prayer over time. You can buy these off the Grand Exchange or make them with the Herblore skill yourself. Now you can easily train prayer to level 43 if you're a member just by going to a gilded altar on world 31, joining someone's house and just offering some dragon bones. It's going to cost you maybe a couple 100k. That might sound like a lot, but it really isn't. Even if you're just starting out, getting a few 100k in members is pretty easy. Then you just offer those bones, get those prayer levels up, and you're done. Check out my 1 to 99 and 120 prayer guide for more information. Link in the description below. At number 8, we have the Priest in Peril quest. This is a very short and easy quest with small rewards, but it will unlock Mauritania and Canifis for you. This will be useful later in game for quests, sinkholes, or other things. You also gain some prayer experience, some treasure hunter keys, and 5 kudos for the Varrock Museum. You'll be needing these kudos for later quests in game, like the Tempot Santistan quest for example, requiring 125 kudos. At number 7, we have securing your RuneScape account. Chances are you just started RuneScape and you don't really have a fully secure account just yet. You don't have your authenticator set up or a very complex password. I do have a guide on my channel on how to protect your account properly, and I'll leave that in the description below. But what you want to do is set up an authenticator as fast as you can, and you can do this without watching my guide by just going to the RuneScape website, going to your account, and looking at the security options you have there. Now why do you want to do this so early on? Well, because you do not want to get hacked later on in game or whenever, lose your money, lose your items, it's just awful. So the smart thing to do would be to secure your account. If you need to know more about protecting your account, just check out that video in the description below. At number 6, we have leveling agility. Now agility is a very useful skill. Not only will it increase your run energy so you can explore the world without having to stop to rest, but it also gives you access to useful shortcuts, and you're going to be using it in a lot of quests. I highly suggest you get yourself up to level 21 or 26 agility at least in the early game. This is because at this level you will have access to a few very useful and very commonly used shortcuts like the one at the Grand Exchange or the Falador Wall. Now I do have an agility training guide, but you really don't need to look at it just yet. Just to get to level 25 agility, you can also complete a very useful quest, being the Grand Tree quest. Not only will it give you agility experience, it will also give you 18,400 attack experience and 2,150 magic experience. Now this may be a quest that does take quite some time to complete, but you do not have any requirements whatsoever. You are getting 5 quest points, which is amazing because some quests later on in game do require you to have a certain amount of quest points, and just so much experience for the time you do the quest. You just get so much out of this quest for the time you put in the quest. So definitely do this one. I just want to say this as you're a new player because agility is extremely painful to do. It's very click intensive if you start training it manually, maybe after the quest like to level 61 for example for the Elder King quest or some other quests. Agility is a very slow skill and very click intensive and can easily get boring. What I suggest you do if you have two monitors is put a YouTube video, a stream or a movie to the side and watch it while you're clicking and doing agility training, just, to not get bored. At number 5 we have completing yet another quest, being the Knight's Sword. Now the only requirement this quest has is level 10 mining, but what you're getting out of this quest is 29 levels of smithing if you're level 1 smithing, because you are going to be getting an experience lamp that gives you 12,725 smithing experience. This quest only takes about 15 minutes, so it's great for the time you put into it, just like many quests are in this game. If you haven't noticed already, I have this little trend of putting quests in these kinds of videos, because doing quests is really good for your account. It benefits your account in the early game, mid game, and even the end game. At number 4 we have completing the Wilderness easy tasks. Now, before I say anything, the Wilderness is a place where you can die and lose your items, so do not bring anything with you when doing the Wilderness tasks. The easy tasks are literally what they say they are. They are very easy and pretty much have no requirements except for some items. Now, the reason you want to complete the easy Wilderness tasks is because you get some great rewards for the time you put into it, as with many things on this list. You get some coins, you get the Wilderness Sword 1 and 2 experience lamps granting 10,000 experience each in any skill of your choice above level 30. Now this Wilderness Sword 1 is useful for many things. If you're going to be doing farming at the Wilderness Herb Patch for those bloodweeds, if you're an Iron Man or whatever, it's useful and you have free teleports to that place unlimitedly. You also have unlimited teleports to Edgeville, which is crazy useful, honestly. And later on in game, you have an ability to locate the Wilderworm if you wanted to. This is a very useful item just for teleports alone. If you're going to be doing runecrafting at the Abyss later on in game, it's also very useful. So that's useful, but just doing it for the experience alone is already worth your time. At number 3 we have leveling Slayer. Now Slayer is a skill you're going to be hearing about a lot, especially if you watch my videos or pretty much anyone else's. Slayer is a skill that can make you money, grant you charms and a lot of common experience and just Slayer experience in general. It's a pretty easy skill if you think about it. Now whatever you're going to do later in game, Slayer is going to benefit you. You're going to need charms to train summoning to level 99 or beyond. You're going to need experience for your combat skills. You're going to need to level Slayer to 99 if you want to max in the end game, for example. And you're also going to be using a lot of money for whatever you're doing. If you're training skills, you want to buy a cosmetic item, you want something cool, anything and everything in this game is going to cost you GP. Some things make GP, but you're going to be using GP, aka gold pieces, or money, everywhere in this game. The more you have of it, the faster you're going to be training your skills, and the more things you can do in game. And apart from that, what's even more important is that Slayer, according to the community of course, is one of the most enjoyable skills in the entirety of RuneScape. At number 2 we have the Dig Site quest. Now this quest does have some requirements, being level 10 Herblore, 10 Agility and 25 Thieving. It doesn't take that long to get those stats, and if you did the other things on this list you probably already have that Agility level ticked off. This quest is going to be unlocking you a lot of things. A training area for mining, divination and agility later on in game at level 65. Some mid to high level combat abilities that you might find useful later on in game. And a bunch of experience in mining and some Herblore experience, and of course some quest points. And treasure hunter keys, of course, always useful. So all in all, this is one of the best quests to do in the early game as well, just for the experience reward and the things that you do unlock. And at number 1 we have exploring the world of RuneScape and getting 1000 total. Now 1000 total is just what I would call a early game goal to work towards, not to grind out, just enjoy your gameplay, slowly go for that goal. I believe it's around level 35 to 40 in every skill in the game, which may sound like a lot, but if you think about it, if you start doing those low level quests early game, you will get that total level up pretty damn quickly. Now as for exploring the game and having fun, I do think this is a point of importance to mention. Never watch a YouTube video and just grind it out just because that YouTuber, even me, said it's useful to do or whatever. You should be playing the game at your own pace. Now, why am I mentioning this? Because I've seen some comments, and I do think this is very important to mention, especially in an early game goal guide, because you or the person watching is probably a newer player, and for the importance of the game and keeping you hooked and enjoying the game, I just feel the need to mention this. But at the end of the day, RuneScape is a grindy game, and who knows, you might be a sweaty grinder ready to smash those keys and get the maximum amount of experience in this game. I wouldn't know. Anyways, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and found it helpful. If you did, leave a like down below and maybe even consider subscribing, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.